Here is a follower-submitted spicy story. When I started my first job, I was male 16 and Voldemort, not her real name, was female 25, but she behaved as if she was younger than me. She was on the same level as me job-wise, but she has always acted as if she had authority over me and all of the other employees. Word around the building was that she had worn down management so badly over the years she worked there before that they just let her do as she pleased. Over the next couple of years, her behavior got worse and worse, but reached a new height when our store manager decided to leave. The new manager wasn't used to Voldemort's behavior like the old one was, so when she tried to act up, he didn't really stand for it. He began changing things here and there in small ways and decided to hire a couple of new managers to help him. I was promoted as a manager, and so was she. Well, that sounds dangersome. Voldemort was promoted about 2 weeks before I was, but when she heard the new manager was considering promoting me, she lost her mind. She finally had authority to tell me what to do, and she didn't want to lose that. So Voldemort went behind the store manager's back and started contacting old employees and friends of hers to see if they would take the position that I was up for, and even set up a couple of interviews. When the store manager discovered that she had done this, he was livid. He made it very clear that she was not in a position to be doing these types of things, and repercussions were guaranteed if she acted this way again. I got my promotion. She got her pride hurt. But this just fueled her rage. Voldemort would constantly try to tell me what to do and constantly needed to be reminded that she was my equal. She consistently plotted how to get me fired. Though my manager could always see right through her, she always treated the employees, many of whom were extremely kind people and hard workers, as grunts to be ordered around. She spoke to them awfully. A lot of the time, our store manager would assign Voldemort with projects for the day, which she would shove onto the employees and then take credit for them the next day. There had been multiple times where she accused me of stealing money from the register, and coincidentally, we found the money under a book in the office or placed in my locker. She slipped up and forgot the cash office is monitored, but it was never a large amount of money, and this still didn't get her fired. Things came to a head one day when I overheard Voldemort having a conversation with one of the employees. Voldemort and I had gotten into a disagreement earlier that week because I had allowed an employee to go to lunch early when he felt sick. She reprimanded him, even though I told her that if anyone should be reprimanded, it's me since I gave him permission. The store manager stated he thought I'd done nothing wrong and told Voldemort to drop it. She was getting on to him for taking a lunch early. He promised her it wouldn't happen again. She told him, "Maybe you need to start taking longer lunches since you look like you like food so much. I want you to clock out for longer." That's a shitty thing to say. To which the employee replied, "That's really okay. I need the hours." Voldemort responded with, "Oh no, you need to get your food in. I can tell. Wouldn't want you losing any of your weight." This is a really terrible person. It's not just a bad manager. This is a terrible person. At this point, it was clear she was trying to make fun of the employee's appearance. I had also begun recording their conversation. I pulled the employee aside later and asked him if he felt comfortable with what she said. To no surprise, he was extremely uncomfortable with it, and it was hardly the first time she said something like that to him. So I went to our manager and showed him the recording, and what I found was that he had begun building a case against her. An entire folder full of reports on reports of her belittling employees, making fun of employees, directly disobeying, you name it, dozens of reports. I barely knew the tip of the iceberg. This last incident was going to be the nail in the coffin to get Voldemort out of here. The next day, the store manager's cabinet had been opened, and many of the papers and reports were gone. She must have heard us talking because she went through the drawer and took the reports. Thankfully, the store manager had a camera in his office that he had installed recently before that, so that was it for her, plus the audio recording. She had an absolute meltdown when the manager had a conversation with her. She knocked over a shelf on the way out that day. Now we have a rule at the workplace that you can't say her name or she'll appear. Hopefully, you never have to deal with a Voldemort too. I don't think I'm the asshole in any of this. She was a gremlin. But what's your take, Dusty? Well, hell no, you're not the asshole for doing any of this stuff. This is, man, we talk a lot about there are people who rise by lifting others, and there are people who just shove other people down and try to climb on their backs. And this is one of those people who it comes from a place of just no self-worth. This is self-loathing that is just projected out onto everybody else. And she wants everybody to feel as shitty as she feels all the time, right? So it's not even like a singled out thing. It is, I want everyone to feel like garbage because I feel like garbage. And does her best to try to make that happen all day, every day. I think that OP here, when being elevated to the same managerial level, and of course I'm thinking, why the hell would you promote this Voldemort lady to a manager level? But then I get it. I think it's one of the only moves in this chess game that actually existed. I think it was the only move where those actions could be an immediate, like a hell no, not just a no, but a hell no. I think that was the only move to actually build the case like they wanted to build here, which is just, it's terrible. Yeah. We did an NTA for you here, OP. And of course, this Voldemort manager of yours is straight up shite person. Just it. That's absolute shite that he's